Well, hello there. Hi, everyone. How's it going? Oh, why do I look like I'm smaller on the screen than I normally would be? What happened? What happened? Hmm. Well, I don't know what happened. Sorry, I'm having a bit of a technical difficulty. You'll have to be patient with me. Okay, is that better? All right, we'll just do that. Okay, hi. Hi, everyone. That's a little weird. I don't know what happened there. Well, welcome to Friday night, as per usual. I'm Phil, and you are you, and I'm really happy to have you guys here. So thank you for being here. And it's Friday night. It's Friday. It's November 14th, 2025. And what am I working on? I am probably going to be working on scene 53 tonight, which I was working on last week. Oh, a Stray Kids fan is here. Hello, hello. I was working on scene 53 last week. Um, I kind of thought I'd be a little further along than I am now, but this happens sometimes. Life happens, you know. Um, this week I had some freelance jobs, and they were a little bit unexpected, and they sort of took longer than I thought they would. And so things went a little bit unpredictable for me. So I barely got like 2 drawings squeaked out a day, and I hate when that happens. But on those days when I can't really make time, I try to get a tiny bit of something, so I at least feel like I'm moving forward a little bit. Christy is here. She says it's weirdly close. LOL. Yeah, I'm sorry. Well, if you're watching the vertical version of this video, then yes, it is weirdly close. And if you're watching the normal widescreen version of this, I'm actually live streaming in both formats at the same time. Um, Something I started doing a few weeks ago. I don't know if I like it yet, but it seems like it might be a good thing. People are discovering my live streams more now that I'm doing the vertical ones at the same time. Believe it or not, if you saw the numbers differences of people finding me on YouTube, the vertical one is where everybody is coming in from. So, I will probably keep doing it this way unless I have a reason not to. Happy Friday to Sam OK. Hello, hello. One of my channel members. Thank you so much for being here. And someone named Silas JX says, wow. Hey, I'm happy that I could surprise and impress you. I left you speechless with just one word. Well, not, I guess that isn't speechless, but you had the speech enough to say wow. So thank you for being here. Anyway, well, welcome everybody. If it's your first time here, I'm Phil. I'm an independent animator, and since 2023, I've been working on an animated cartoon. It is hopefully going to be about 7 minutes long when it's all done. I'm getting closer and closer every day. And I think at this point I have somewhere between 10 to 15 scenes remaining in like the whole cartoon, which is pretty crazy. I might be a little bit wrong on that number, but as of right now, based on the storyboards I have on my wall, it's about 10 to 15 scenes. Yes, I will have some extra scenes after that I didn't plan for, so I guess I'll have some extras, but just one thing at a time, right? Right now, I'm just focused on the 24 pages of storyboards that I started off with. Let me just get through that, please. And then I'll be able to move forward and see what else needs doing. Stray Kids fan in the chat is saying, I have been busy with my job, which is at Philly Pretzel Factory, which is the small pretzel place in Edwardsville, and I just got my first paycheck, and I got about $116. I'm so happy. Hey, that's huge. You're still like a teenager, right? I don't know what I would have done with $116 as a teenager. I probably would have just bought video games or something. I don't know what I would have done. I would have bought video games. No, I know what I would have done. No, this was a very easy decision to make. I just had to rewind my thoughts back to when I was a teenager. That's exactly what I would have done. I would have bought video game. Well, good job. I hope you don't spend it all in one place. Hopefully you keep getting those checks and you can save your money and maybe get a car or something cool like that, I guess. I don't know. What do teenagers buy anymore? Tickets to Coachella? I don't know. What do you guys? You guys? I seem to be attracting a lot of younger folks in the teen age range to my channel and like the young 20 somethings. I don't know how that's happening, but I appreciate you guys being here. So you guys can tell me, what are you spending your money on? What do you save your money to do? You go to concerts? Are you taking trips with friends? Are you buying name brand purses? Hey, Marks 109 is here. Marks, you're normally first in the room. I'm gonna call you out on this and say you are 5 minutes late, sir. That's okay. No one's really late. I'm just being silly. So I did set myself up so that I would have something ready to work on. I like to do that, and I don't always remember to do that. And so today I actually did remember to do that. So I've got some drawings on my board already. I'm going to turn this around here in just a moment. I just need to just give me a moment to collect my thoughts. I don't like to jump right into working on drawing. I like to meet all you guys here and see how you're doing. Tiffany is here. Tiffany says, hi, Phil. First time here. Well, hey, Tiffany. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you being here. Mark says, sorry, I was playing War Thunder. You don't have to apologize for being late. It's okay. You know how it is here. Some people come in here like 30 minutes into it and then they leave 5 minutes after that. So, I mean, it's totally fine. I just appreciate the fact that anybody comes here on a Friday night because you could literally be doing anything. You could be out into the world doing anything. You could be hanging out with friends and having a movie night and going dancing. You could be doing anything. Stray Kid says concert tickets. See, I had a feeling concert tickets was gonna be up there. Mark says I got the notification in the middle of a bottle. Oh, a battle. Isn't a bottle? Well, the notification like floats along in like a little bottle, and you're sitting there and you pick it up and you're like, "What's this?" And a little note comes in there and it says, Phil is starting his live stream right now. I don't know how I would even plan a message in a bottle, but that would be really fun. Stray Kid says, I'm saving up to get VIP tickets to go to this group band, BTS. I know who BTS is. Don't let these gray hairs make you think I'm that out of touch. I know BTS from South Korea. Yeah, I know they're from South Korea because they are starting a world tour from May to December next year. That's awesome. A world tour from BTS. What's your favorite BTS song? I know it's considered K-pop, right? See, I know the jargon. Oh, I never thought I would be in a position where I felt like I was looked at as the older person in the room. I never thought that would happen. You have to understand, when I was a kid, I was terrified of getting older. You have to understand. I was a child at one point, and that child has never left me. I really do believe like I have not actually grown up. Okay, don't ignore what you're seeing in front of you. I understand. I see when I look in the mirror. I get it. There's days when I think about shaving all my facial hair completely off because it would probably like cut a few years off of my age look. But I don't do that because I actually like having facial hair. My point is, when I was a kid, my grandmother used to call me Peter Pan because she knew that I was afraid of getting older because I talked about it all the time. So all that to say, you can come at me with your youth talk, and I will do my best to acquiesce. Blood Visions is here. Hello. We would like to thank you for shoplifting at Kmart. Well, you're very welcome. There was a blue light special, and I took that to mean that everything that was under the blue light was free, so I grabbed it all and ran. Now, if you're telling me I shoplifted, I'm terribly sorry. Stray Kids says, all of them, and they are all my favorite members. Okay. Jungkook, their leader, is my most favorite. Okay. All right. Very good. Well, I'm glad we have some K-pop fans in the room. That's excellent. I think Dynamite's one of their songs, right? Dynamite? That's the one that keeps getting all the radio play. Yeah. So let's see who else is popping in here. All right, good. We got Stray Kids. I think Blood Visions. I think you've been in here before. Am I right? I feel like I recognize your name. All right, I might as well get started in just a second here. But anyway, what I was saying was this has been a really busy week. I haven't been able to get as much drawing done this week, and so I had stuff on my board that I was planning on working on. I thought earlier today, and then I was working on like work, and I stopped and looked at my desk, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna leave this for later tonight because then I'll have something that I can work on. And I do like having things ready for me. So what am I working on tonight? Well, I've got, I guess I'll just turn my camera around. Let me just do that real quick. A little earlier than usual. I don't always start drawing this soon, but I'm sort of feeling like the itch to draw because it's been a relatively art-free week for me, and I don't like that. It kind of messes with my mojo. And ever since I started doing this vertical live stream thing, it has kind of complicated things because I can see on the horizontal live stream that everything looks just fine, but on the vertical one, it doesn't look quite fine, and I don't know what I'm going to do about that. There's not much I can do. I guess I can just turn this a little bit. Let's see. Can I do that? That kind of works. All right. We're going to go with that. All right. So I guess I could turn this a little bit as well and maybe pull it forward. I'm trying to make it work on the screen. Okay. So this is sort of what I've been working on. These two drawings here, you can kind of see some movement when I do that, right? Some built-in movement. But he's supposed to be saying certain bits of dialogue as he goes from this pose to this pose. And I'm going to probably accomplish that in two drawings. He's saying the word laptop, and the part that I need him to say tonight is the second half of the word laptop, so just top. So I need him to make the T sound, which is the drawing I'll be working on first right here, and then I'll need him to make the ah for top. I'll need him to make that sound. And then when he ends with saying top, it's going to end on this expression here, which I might change his mouth a little bit to make it a little bit more pronounced. But for now, we're just going to go with that. So Soundboard 67 says, when did you start streaming? Because I just got here. I started 13 minutes ago. I start at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time every Friday night. Sometimes I do random streams in the middle of the week where I like open candy that I've never had before and do like a unboxing thing and try it on camera to see if I think it's any good, and you guys get to watch me suffer through it. I don't always do those. Those are kind of unplanned, but this is planned every time. And then I got a heart on Facebook from Mark Lemieux. Oh, my buddy Mark Lemieux. Mark, who's a wonderful artist. I met Mark. I'm gonna divulge for just a minute and not start drawing just yet. I met Mark years ago when I did Wizard World Chicago. Wizard World was this giant comic book convention that I talk about sometimes because I really loved it. Kind of like Comic-Con, and they were in all the major cities, and they were great. But then the company that ran them, which was Wizard Magazine, no longer exists, and so I think they were having issues managing money. I don't know what they were doing. There might have been some salacious stuff going on. I don't know, but basically, they went out of business. They stopped making the conventions, which was really sad. I did them for like 5 years, from like 2005 to 2010. And Mark Lemieux, who just commented, he or not commented, he just put a heart on this video on Facebook. He was an artist that I met there, and he's one of the guys that I have like stayed in touch with ever since those early Wizard World days. So, oh, you're Banana Man. Okay, all right, Banana Man. Anyway, back to what I was about to be starting working on. So I'm going to be doing a couple drawings right now to try to finish out this part of the word laptop. That's the plan. And I might have to turn my light on for just a second. Let's see if I can. I'm gonna move my water somewhere else too. That's kind of in the way right now. Let's get this over here. Marx says hi to Mark. I see that. All right. Yeah, Mark Lemieux, if you're watching right now, feel free to say hi back to Marx, because he's saying hi to you. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just going to start kind of doing the basic shape of his head. This is my main character, known as New Guy, and I'm just kind of just laying down some basic shapes to kind of get things started. Sometimes I use this light. I try not to rely on the light too much. I do find it can become something of a crutch, but when I'm starting out a new drawing, I do like to kind of get myself a little bit of something to work from. And I try not to draw too dark as well, because if I have to make changes, um, you don't want to have to erase a bunch of stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and kind of get just a little bit of stuff going. Let me turn the music up a little bit too. And because this is live, of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments, and I'll do my best to make sure I pop over and take a peek and answer them whenever I can. You know, I'm not censoring anybody, but try to keep things polite if you can. I do have a number of variety of age ranges that hang out with me here, and I would like to keep this a family show. Obviously, I can't control what people say, but you know. All right, so I've got some basic forms, as you can see. Um, if I lift it off the page, you can kind of see a little bit of what I'm talking about. I have a little bit of something to work from. And so now that I have this, I do like to sort of take the light off for a little bit and then just kind of do these flip things to see if it's going where I want it to go. And that's kind of how I go, honestly. All right, there we go. Now, for those of you that really love the behind-the-scenes stuff and you really are enjoying seeing the process and kind of knowing like progress updates, I would invite you to go to retailsunshine.com and follow me there. You can follow me there for free if you like. You can also do the paid thing if you really want to. There's some perks to that, but I would rather have you there for free than not at all. And then I'm trying to build a little community over there where people can kind of chat and stuff. So I would love to have you there. If you haven't already gone there, this is officially your invitation. And of course, if you haven't already subscribed to me here on YouTube, please do, and turn on those notifications so that you can be interrupted while you're playing a video game and told that I'm doing another live stream. All right, got a heart from Nicole Bell over on Facebook. Thank you so much, Nicole. Nice to have you back. Nicole is a real live retailer. She puts in the hard work so you don't have to. Nicole says, haha, so true. And she's got the crying emoji followed by the crying laughing emoji. Yes, crying and cry laughing. They're so similar. And often one leads into the next. If you haven't worked a retail job yet, you really ought to do it for at least a year. I think it should be mandatory. Just to be a good citizen, you have to do some time as a retail associate. Let's see if this is going to do what I want it to do. Oh, it came down a little too much. Oh, thank you. Sam OK says, I like this music. Yeah, this is I like it too. This is music from the sequel to a game that I love, which is called Medieval. It's a PlayStation game. But this is Medieval 2, which did not get anywhere near as much love, and I really feel like it got forgotten about. It's brutal. It's brutal season right now, says Nicole Bell. Yeah, it is. You guys are gearing up for that that Black Friday magic, aren't you? I wish PlayStation would bring this character back. I wish they would make a brand new Medieval game. I mean, I'm happy that they gave him like a second chance in 2019 and rehashed the original game. I mean, that was good. They could at the very least bring back Medieval 2 and try to rehash that. I'd be okay with that. You know, a little bit of love for that game. Oh, I think I forgot his chin in this other drawing. I did forget his chin. Well, that's not good. I guess I'll have to bring his chin in. I remember, like, growing up, I would watch so many cartoons, and sometimes I would watch them so much that I would start to notice things like parts of the drawing was missing or colored wrong or whatever, and I would think to myself, come on, guys, what are you doing? How are you missing stuff? And now, after working on New Ad Day, I understand how they can miss things. I get it. There's so many things to keep track of. There's like way too many things to keep track of. So I get it. I don't think I'm going to miss anything, but I'm trying to keep an open mind that if it happens, not to beat myself up too badly. But I have a little bit of a, I don't want to say foolproof, but for lack of better terminology, foolproof plan, which is after the cartoon's done, what I do plan on doing is, I don't want to do that. Move my camera that way. I plan on like taking a step back from it for a while, maybe a couple weeks, and then to work on something else, and then come back and look at it, and then see if anything stands out that really bothers me. And if it does, then I still have time to go and fix it. That's my thought. Is I don't have to be like, it's done, quick, put it out there. I can be like, it's done. Let's leave it alone for a little bit. And not call it officially done yet. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I put this much time and effort into it. I would hate to rush things just because I get closer to finishing it. All right, it's working. It's working. It's a little slow and steady, but that's okay. I'll get there. There you go. You can kind of see him. The motion is very, very, very minimal, but that is by design because it's not supposed to be super a lot of motion in this part. I don't have to be too exact on his hands because eventually they're going to be just colored in solid, one solid color. So I don't have to be too careful about it, but I do try to get it looking relatively the same. Okay, so there's the T for top. Okay, so that's working. So now I'm going to go ahead and use this drawing as a basis to get me to the next one, which is the ah sound, the ah for top. All right, so I don't really need this. Well, I'll keep that drawing in there. I don't need it there, but I will keep it there. Am I going to do that? Let me see. No, I'll take that one out for now. All right, so that was, we're going to keep that one there, though, because that's where it ends. That's where that part of the scene ends. Add another page here. And get some light going. All right, so this is the vowel. This will probably be all right. All right, so we're going to move this down a little bit. Let's see how I want to do that. Should be fine. Now, when last I checked, I was, I think, about halfway through the amount of frames for this scene that I thought it was going to be. So it is moving forward. It's just taking a little longer than I thought it would. And that's okay. Some scenes that just kind of happens. It's all right. turn the light off for just a minute, and I'm going to switch my music to the original reimagined score of the first one. Here we go. Let's see, do I like how that looks? Mm-hmm. Okay. Moving so far. I'm focusing on the hand right now. If you're wondering what I'm doing in this like center part of the drawing, I'm trying to get the hand to look like he's placing it on the box and then flattening it against the box. You can kind of see that. It's working. It's just taking me a little bit of figuring out to get it to work. This is one of my favorite songs, like ever, video game or otherwise. Okay, that's looking good. All right, so now I need his mouth to do the open part. Yep, that's him finishing saying the word top, and then this is ta. If you look closely at the drawings, you'll see a little bit of motion. It's not a ton of motion, but it's there. And if I have to go back and adjust it later, then I may do that. But I try to get it working as much as I can right now. I'll lower that part of the mouth a little bit. There we go. There we go. All right. That's working out. There we go. All right, I think I've got it. So I've got the two frames. So it would go 18, 19, 19B, and 20. So these four are now, I should be able to like flip them. Yep. I don't know if you guys can kind of can see that, right? He's saying top, left top, left top. Yeah, kind of cool. All right, that's awesome. Let's see, I'm not sure where else I was needing to, where else did I needed to go? Let me look at my notes and see what else I needed to do. Ah, okay. All right. So then he goes from frame 20, and then I've got this jump to 25. Let's put those frames behind there so we don't get those lost. Let's see, where's 25? So I got my whole stack of the rest of, I'm going to lower the music a little bit. I got the whole stack of the rest of the scene right here. So this is stuff that I did all like off camera. I probably, I play it backwards for you? We'll try to play it backwards. See. Yeah, you can kind of see a little bit of movement there, right? Yeah? Here, I'll do that again. I'll do that again. Those of you that are sticking with me tonight, all 5 of you. This is the scene playing backwards. Yeah? Tiffany's taking notes. I don't know what you're taking notes on. All right, so I need to move those frames out because those are the ones that come next. So let's put these back over here and then grab number 25 25, he moves a little bit and is saying the word just. This is in mid just. So I'm going to have him go from the end of the word laptop then to just. Now, I guesstimated there would be like 4 frames in between these two. That may or not be true. Sometimes I get it spot on, and other times it's like, oh, I missed it by 1 or 2 or 5. And that's when I start adding letters to my numbering system. It's when I start saying things like, frame 19C or something. So, because I'm ending up here and I'm starting off here, that is the reason why I put one in front of the other like that and place them on my board like so. So I know that this is where I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get to here. You can see there is already a bit of motion in that, right? There's already a little bit of something happening there. But the question is then, like, what happens in between those frames to get to there? So typically how I break down a shot is I kind of decide, like, where do I want to put the emphasis on the action? Where's like the arc of motion? Is the character going like this? Are they just simply, if you have them go like from here to here, that's really robotic looking, and that's not really how people move naturally. There's usually like an arc or a flow to how you move. So I try to identify in the part I'm working on, where is the arc of motion, and then I sort of pad the drawings more toward the end or more toward the beginning or a little bit of both, and maybe less in the middle, so that your eye has to like complete it or your brain completes it. Anyway, so he goes, this is the same laptop, just in a different color. So I think what I'll do, actually, I know I just set this up the way that I said I was setting it up, but I'm actually going to flip it around because I actually want to work on favoring this image instead. And I'm going to have him sort of close to that frame as he's saying just. And then it'll make sense. Just go with me on this. Sometimes I try to explain things and I'm like, I'm making it sound more complicated than it is. I just need to shut up and draw. Shut up and draw, Phil. Not shut up and draw, Phil, but shut up and draw, comma, Phil. It's important where you place those commas. So I'll call this drawing number 24. There is a possibility I will need there to be another in between these two drawings, possibly. I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. But for now, I'm just going to call it 24 and just go with it. Very quiet in the room tonight, guys. I appreciate you giving me space to concentrate, but you totally can chat. I'm not going to hear the chat. I'll just go and look over and see if anybody's chatting. It's okay. I promise. Talk amongst yourselves. All right. Well, because he's saying just and he's moving his hand over there, I'm going to probably put his hand somewhere here. probably works. I'll know in a minute if it doesn't work. How much time I got? Oh, we're getting down to the last few minutes, so I may not finish this drawing on camera, possibly. But I did want to get it started anyway. Because if I don't finish it on camera, then the next time I come and sit down here, I'm going to have a mostly finished drawing, and that's always kind of a nice thing for me to walk into, because I'm like, oh, okay, I know how to do this. Sometimes I do that on purpose. Sometimes I'll leave something mostly finished just to give me a bit of context for when I come back, and then I don't feel like I'm like having to remember what I was doing. I know that might sound a little crazy, but it's basically, I like to think of it as leaving myself a trail of breadcrumbs. Otherwise, it kind of takes me a little while to sort of like figure out what I was doing. And honestly, getting into that flow state is so important and so difficult sometimes. It can take me like well over an hour just to kind of get into a position where I feel like I'm kind of in a right frame of mind. And then that's why I like to give myself lots of hours available and not like tell myself, well, you've got 1 hour, go make something. Because sometimes I can do that if I have like busy work. But if I don't have busy work, then it's very difficult. Oh, Alistair says, "What are you drawing?" I'm animating a 7-minute cartoon based on my comic strip characters. The comic is called Retail Sunshine, and the cartoon is called New Ad Day, and I've been drawing it since May of 23, and I've got like well over, I think, 2,700 drawings now. So I'm just drawing a scene from that. You can kind of see his hand moving a little bit right there, right? So it starts here. His hand's gonna move there and move there. So I can look. Yeah, it makes sense. It'll make sense when it's, you know, when it makes sense. That's going to be a little bit weird. How do I get his face to do that? I need to figure that out. That's something I need to figure out. So his face is going to have to sort of come a little bit more to the center. It's a little weird. Wasn't thinking that way. Oh, I'm over my hour. Oh, this is bad. I just went over the hour, everybody. It's not really bad, but I might go just a tiny bit more because now I'm sort of trying to figure out what I'm doing here. Okay, it's starting to make sense a little bit. I can kind of see him move in there. Kristen from Facebook says, Phil, it's my dog's Daisy's birthday tomorrow. Well, happy birthday, Daisy. How old is Daisy tomorrow? Thanks for the like, by the way, on Facebook. She's turning 3. Now, what is that in dog years? I don't understand how dog years works. What is 3 in dog years? That means she's like a full-grown adult, or is she a teenager? What is it? What's the deal on that? You don't know. All right. Well, that's what I get for asking questions. All right, that's kind of working. I think that's working. All right, you know what? I'm gonna call it there. I will save this unfinished for me to work on later. So I almost got drawing number 3 done. I try to get 3 drawings done during a live draw. It doesn't always happen. Depends on the complexity of the drawing, and I kind of had a lot to figure out on this one tonight, but that's okay. The point is, progress was made, and you were here for it, so that's cool, and I appreciate you guys doing that. Once again, I do this every Friday for roughly an hour, and it's always at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you for the. I just get a heart from somebody else on Facebook. No, I guess it's reporting incorrectly. Okay. All right. Anyway. Oh, was it Mark? Might have been Mark. Okay. Anyway, thanks guys for liking and hearting on Facebook and liking on YouTube and telling your friends, and thanks for commenting. Thanks for thinking about becoming a channel member. If you haven't thought about it yet, I would love to encourage you to have you as a channel member. Channel members get their comments put big on screen, among some other fun little perks, but that's one of them. And of course, if you haven't already, please head over to retailsunshine.com. You can follow me there for free. You can see more behind the scenes art. You can talk to people. It's a nice little zone. It's kind of like away from regular social media. So I really appreciate you guys. So thank you. Have a wonderful weekend. And I'll see you guys next Friday. All right. Thanks so much.